Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to KB Adventures. So, if you're not aware, two weeks ago, I am now up here full time with Kimber while she's travel nursing, and we are boondocking at family's house. Well, technically mooch-docking. Let me show you why. All right, so the first thing I'm going to discuss is the power. So our fifth wheel is a 50 amp service, which powers the entire rig off of 50 amps, but we don't have 50 amp hookup here at our family's house. So what we have instead, this right here is called a dog bone. This takes our 50 amp and you can run it down to a 30 amp service, even all the way down to a 15, 20 amp service, which is what we have here. So this right here it's a little more than your standard extension cord. It's a thicker gauge, but we have it plugged into our camper, run to our family's house on a 20 amp breaker. We've isolated it from the rest of the appliances in the house. So this right here, this is enough to power our 12 volt system, as well as basically the bare minimum as far as 110 outlets, running TVs, computers, stuff like that. Now, if we need a bump in power, let's say to run air conditioners, heaters, we do have an onboard generator that is powerful enough to run the entire thing off grid, but it uses gas. As you can see here, we have our gas fill up. This is a toy hauler, so it has a gas tank. It's 30 gallon gas tank, and it has a fuel hose that you can fuel up four-wheelers, motorcycles, but this also back feeds into the generator that's up front, and that will run the entire thing. But being wintertime, we don't really need the ACs, but we do need more heat. And now let me show you what we do for that. So this is a secondary extension cord that we have ran inside through our back toy hauler garage. This right here is actually ran to a different 20 amp breaker in the house, and this is the standalone power we use for our electric heater inside to stay warm. We do have our 12 volt furnace that runs off propane, but we try not to utilize that too much because we'll run through propane really quick. All right, so now let's go talk about H2O.
Gotta get scientific up in here.
Scientific. All right, here we are at the water side of things, the H2O side. So in a normal RV park, we would be connected to our city water connection, utilizing a hose similar to this, a blue water drinking hose, as well as a inline filter to filter out any contaminants, or most of them. So we do have access to water, but instead of staying hooked up to the hose full time, we do have a near 100 gallon fresh water tank on board. So all we have to do is open this little cap right here, stick the hose in, and fill it up. So we can fill up our trailer and be self-contained for several weeks. So that's the fresh water. Now let's talk about the stinky water. All right, so the stinky water. Here's what we got going on with that. So as you can see underneath the trailer, we have our sewer dump valves and the connection port at the bottom. Now, being that we're at family's house, we do not have any way to dump this. We don't have any connections to put into the septic tank or city plumbing. So what we have is our stinky slinky right here. This is our stinky slinky. We are going to go to a dump station that happens to be down the, not too far away from our family's house. And at the rate that we use the restroom and washing hands and brushing teeth, we can go 2.5 weeks and completely fill up our tanks. I believe they're 40 gallon gray and 40 gallon black tanks, or near about. So that they should last us 2 weeks, give or take. So what we're going to do now today, it's been 2 weeks, we're going to actually bring our fifth wheel, hook it up, and bring it to the dump station that is located at a Alabama rest area. It's actually a rest area off an Alabama highway. So let's get the rig hooked up and come along with us as we deal with a stinky situation. All right, so we are now at the Alabama rest area.
Hi guys.
Kimber is going to take over, but we're right now at the Alabama rest area, right off of a major highway, and we are going to we're going to get the sewer connection all hooked up and start dumping our tanks.
First things first is we do have the dump valve right here. We have a secondary valve here that stops any kind of leakage or anything that comes through that when we before we even open, because usually there's something that's stuck in here. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to take this off. Let's try this again.
All right, I'm gonna put my foot down here to help assist in taking the cap off. All right, so to undo the valve, you just yank on it like so, and it opens up. Simple as that.
I'm going to take this and I'm going to screw this onto our valve here. All right. So now the next thing is we're going to open up the sewer here and make sure that our fitting stays tight and it closes on kind of down on top of it, like so. So the first thing I pulled was the secondary tank valve here that just kind of kept things in line. So the first thing we're gonna pull is the black tank valve.
The stinky valve. All right, and so if the dump station you are at has a water hose, this one, the sign says, notice this water is not to be used for domestic drinking purposes. However, we can use it to hook up to our black tank flush valve. So this right here is a system that flushes fresh water into the tank with jets, and it actually will rinse out the tank for you. So let me get that hooked up for you. All right, so Kimber is going to hook up the non-potable water to the actual black tank flush valve on our trailer and turn that on. Good thing the camera doesn't have smell behind it, right?
Very good thing. Ready? And water is going.
You can see it's working, but it's dripping just a little bit from the connector. But this system will flush out and clean the black tank, just so we start fresh.
All right, guys. So we've been sitting here for a few minutes, so we let the non-potable water flush through.
The water coming out here is pretty much clear for the most part, and that's coming from the black tank. So that's a good sign when the black tank water is not black.
So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the water off. Give it a second, let it flush on out, flush through, flush on out. I'm gonna undo the water from our hose here.
Don't mind that.
Don't mind that, that's clean water. Not drinkable, but clean.
It's a pretty nice service they offer.
It is.
I mean, if you were to, like truck stops, a lot of truck stops and travel centers, they do have dump stations, but they charge usually $10
Yes.
to dump your tanks.
And if you are lucky enough to find somewhere like this, then it's completely free and you just pull up and go. We are fortunate enough to be staying somewhere that's actually really close to somewhere like this, so I am grateful that this is here. And it's very accommodating. I feel like it's much more accommodating for multiple travelers.
So after what's left of that water in the black tank, once there's really nothing drizzling out, we will shut the black tank and open the gray tank.
Ready? I'm going to go ahead and close the black tank valve. That's very important because we don't want our gray water, we won't want them flowing into each other. And we're going to open up the gray valve. Full send ahead. Full send ahead.
There it goes. The gray tank consists of the kitchen sink as well as the bathroom sink and the shower. But like we stated earlier, where we're staying at right now, the only things we're using in here is the toilet and the 2 sinks. We're not using the shower. If you use the shower or the washer machine, that was the other one I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
So washer machine and shower we're not using because we're staying at family's house, so we got their facilities to use. Shout out to you know who you are.
And the purpose of doing, usually the purpose of, I'm sure everybody has already, well not everybody, but a lot of people go ahead and will tell you, the purpose of flushing the black tank and then flushing the gray tank is the gray tank, like we've discussed, it's dirty water, but it's not as dirty of water. So it will actually flush out our, we do this to flush out our sewer pipe here.
And this rest area has truck parking close over here to the right. Up in the very front is car parking. And this street right here would be the exit from both the personal vehicle side and the trucking side. So if we were to, let's say, turn around, this is the road leading out. Has the one-way sign. This is the road leading out. There's the dump station. It has 2 different sides to it. Our RV doesn't have the dump valve on the passenger side, but I reckon if you had a dump valve on the passenger side, you could actually pull over on this side. But the issue with that, I would say, is if somebody else was here, you would still have to wait to use the actual connection in the ground. But it's an option if you have the valve on the passenger side.
But I will note that this rest area does not have 24-hour parking, so there's no overnight parking, so you can't stay here overnight. You can stay here, you can stop here, you can take whatever you need to do, but you can't stay parked here overnight. I feel like this is a lot of hurry up and wait. All right, guys. So it is about emptied out. It's just like we're like this little bitty slow trickle right now. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and close the gray tank. Push it in. We're gonna let it close, let it drain out completely. Now this is where this little special valve comes into play. I'm gonna push that down. Now it locks anything that is gonna like slowly trickle to this. It blocks it. So now I can undo this one off this valve. And I'm gonna slowly, nicely, gently raise it up. So I drain out what's left. Take it off. Now I'm gonna put it in the back of the truck. All right, guys. So now I'm going to close this valve. All right. Put that in the back. And take off my dirty gloves.
So you guys tell me in the comments,
And put this in the trash.
Are you gloves or no gloves people? Because Kimber uses gloves exclusively.
Yes.
Multiple gloves, 8 pairs of gloves this go around, where I don't use gloves. You know, you use your hands to wipe your butt after you use the bathroom. And we do have soap. and look what kind of soap we got here.
It is biodegradable, disintegrating hand soap.
So why don't you show them how you use it?
So,
Dude, if you remember those, what were they called? Those Listerine.
Listerine.
The Listerine little things you put on your tongue and they dissolve for like mouthwash. Yeah, don't put this in your your mouth for sure. This is soap.
So you take it and I put it in my hand, rinse, wash it down with water, and it just disintegrates into soap. Wash your hands real good. Rinse off. I probably could have done this way easier, but I did not. And now, turn off the water.
Well, that concludes our time at the dump station here. Not too bad. About 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, this is going to be our process while we're here staying with family in Alabama. So let's get this rig back to the house and get her set back up.
Let's go. Tell us about it. Tell us about all the injustice that you have to endure. You have to get in the carrier, and then you have to come into the truck.
For 1 hour. That's it, just 1 hour.
All the humanities, huh? Even though you have a nice comfy blanket and pads and snacks, it's just not enough. All right, we heard you out.
All right, everybody. So we got back at family's house. We got everything leveled up for the most part. We got our power hooked back up to the rig. Most importantly, we have Diesel back in the rig, back comfortable, or hiding under the bed probably. So I didn't want to end the video out yet because I have a couple bin projects to do.
Ben, like B-E-N, like your name, Ben?
No, not bin projects. I mean bin projects. Like I've been meaning to get around to doing them. That type of project. All right, so I got 2 bin projects to do today. The first one is going to do with the landing gear on the trailer. So if you're not familiar with the landing gear, you want to come down close to show them. So our landing gear setup has these linch pins that hold the feet of the landing gear on. Now, I will go ahead and show you now. I bought some new ones, some new linch pins. All right, so like I was saying, I have these new linch pins. These are going to be replacing the old ones that are currently attached to the landing gear. So let me pull out the old one to show you the difference of why I decided to upgrade these. So I'm going to pull the old one out. So it's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's warped a little bit. It's like bending, it's warped. And these new ones are supposed to be the equivalent or stronger than the old ones. So I'm going to replace these. And I still have the trailer hooked to the truck right now. So that's why I'm deciding to do this now. Eventually, if y'all stick with us, you'll see I actually just ordered some, they're called snap pads. And what they're gonna do is replace these rubber feet. I have these help provide cushion to the RV as well as more stability. It gives it a wider, fatter footprint on the ground. So like, you know, we're on like gravel rocks here. But I did order some snap pads that are going to snap on the feet and stay, whereas these are temporary. These are meant to be temporary pads, and it's quite a hassle unhooking taking them off the feet each and every time. So I'm looking forward to that. But like I said, now I'm gonna put the linch pin on. Just like that, a shiny new one compared to the old one. All right, now I'm gonna get Kimber to do the other side. Let's go.
Okay guys, so I'm down here. I'm going to take this old one out and I'm gonna put the new one in.
As you can see, I got the passenger side one already down.
I'm gonna put this here. We're gonna get this lined up as well as I can. I'm in between two holes, so I'm going to bring it up to the one that I can actually reach it. Slide it in like so, and come around and snap it in place.
All right, and they're good to go. So now we'll go ahead and drop them down to the ground and level the fifth wheel front to back. But this is it's an important thing, I feel like, because there's a lot of weight. There's a lot of weight sitting down on these legs for the front of the trailer. Over 2,000 pounds worth of downforce. So it is a very critical piece of equipment. So that's why I went ahead and got new ones. All right, let's go on to the second bin project. So we just finished up on bin project number 1, and now we're going to the back of the camper for bin project number 2. So my pet peeve with RVs in general is they don't have much visibility. And being a truck driver in the trucking industry, I know how important being visible on the roadways are, especially during any type of adverse weather conditions. So it has some reflectors on the top, and they do light up when the lights are on, and brake lights on the bottom, but that's it. So what I am planning on doing today is adding some visibility. Let me show you what I have. So first up is some DOT reflective tape. This tape is most commonly found on semi-trucks, big rigs, school buses, any type of highway, industrial type of vehicle. Offers really good visibility, reflective, and all types of weather. So we're going to be putting this tape across the bottom bumper. It's just a black bumper where the taillights are at. We're going to put a strip down the bottom. On a semi-trailer, that is commonly known as a DOT bumper. Now, this bumper is not going to be as strong as a DOT bumper, but it will do. All right, step 1, I need to clean the surface to put the tape. I just got some ammonia-free glass cleaner. That's going to be fine. It's not rubbing alcohol, but it will clean the surface. All right, so first step I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the surface with some just regular glass cleaner. Just get all the dirt, loose dirt off of the bottom of the trailer. Give the tape something to stick onto. All right, so I got the reflective tape. Now I'm going to have Kimber help me stretch it across the back of the trailer so I could cut a piece that fits. Let me know when it's lined up.
It's lined up.
It's lined up?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're going to be adhering the DOT reflective tape to the back of the trailer, and Kimber's going to do the honors starting on that side. So I'm just going to hold my side up while she gets her side started. We'll speed this process up too, so it don't take so long.
So it doesn't, so I'm not sitting here this whole time.
Cue the faster time lapse.
Okay guys, so as you can see, we went ahead and we put some reflective tape, some DOT reflective tape down the bottom of the bumper. That way it affords us a little bit more visibility, especially at nighttime, for people behind us.
Especially in the fog or rainy conditions.
Exactly.
All right, so the next thing, same, dealing with the same thing as far as visibility. I've got stick-on reflectors, actual individual reflectors to stick on, and we're gonna be sticking them on the sides, on each side of the rear bumper. And that will do the same thing the tape does, and it will also give us a point of reference when we're backing the trailer in, because if you look up a little bit, this right here is the only reflector on the last half of the trailer. We only have one reflector for traffic to see us and for us to see as far as a reference point. So we're gonna go ahead and prep the area and put these on. All right, I'm just gonna spray it down really quick and just wipe down any dirt, dust off the side, give us a clean area to work with. Then next, I'm gonna peel the backing, the sticky backing off of the reflector. And I'm just gonna aim for about halfway. Something like that. And that's all there is.
Cue second half. Whoop. I'm gonna scrub. Scrub. Peeling the backing off of it. And I'm gonna, like Ben said, I'm gonna aim about halfway or so, and I'm going to push down. There we are.
All right.
Nothing to it.
Just like that. So we got both bin projects done today. Trust me, there will be many others in the future that we want to tackle. But for right now, unless I decide to add any more reflective tape, those of you who know me know I like my reflective tape, but until that point, we're gonna go with that and see how it does. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for this week's video. I hope you guys were entertained at least, and look forward to next Friday's video because we're gonna have some more fun. All right, guys, bye.
See you then, bye.
All right, so let's go talk about the water. Let's do it. All right, so now let's go talk about H2O.
Gotta get scientific up in here.
Scientific. Let's get the rig hooked up and come along with us as we deal with a stinky situation.
I like that one, as we deal with a stinky situation. Take this off.
Strong.
Come put your foot here, please. I'm gonna need some help.
All right, so to undo the valve, you just yank on it like so, and it opens up. Simple as that. How simple was that?
It was very simple.
No, not bin projects. I mean bin projects. Like, I've been meaning to get around to doing them. That type of project.
Insert sound effect.
Insert sound effect.
That was a good one.
All right, so new lunch pins. We got a cat here.
Jack. Okay, go. Okay.
Let me be on the other side. Maybe that's part of it because I'm right-handed.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
So